Tip number 1. Mantis sleep is an area of effect, which means if a slippery target like Star-Lord, Spider-Man, or Magic is on you, you can aim it at a wall or at your feet to hit the targets more consistently. Tip number 2. Another way I like to use Mantis sleep besides defensively, as mentioned before, is to interrupt the enemy team's ultimate. Number 3. Mantis excels at pocketing her DPS on her team and less so at pocketing her beefy front line. Tip number 4. To regain your seed resource quickly, you should be looking to do a good amount of damage. Each headshot you land replenishes 1 seed, making it very important that a good Mantis knows how to balance shooting the enemy team while also supporting and keeping her buffs up on her teammates. Tip number 5. In addition to headshots restoring your seed resource, Mantis has one ability with 0 cooldown, and that's her self buff. I only really do this in situations where I need the heal over time as I'm being pressured by a flanker, or I'm able to push with my team very aggressively and shoot the enemy team a lot. Tip number 6. Mantis is actually faster at max HP, which means you're actually able to get to some harder to reach places on maps much easier using a little bit of parkour and finesse. Tip number 7. In addition to pocketing your DPS, Mantis's other primary job is to make sure her other support lives. It is a very important part of your job to make sure you're able to heal and peel your other support players. Remember, it's also their job to keep you alive as well. If they die, you die. If you die, they die. Tip number 8. Mantis is an off support. We talked briefly about this earlier. She pairs most efficiently with other supports that do a lot more healing than herself, such as Luna Snow or Rocket Raccoon. The hero composition that my team ran in the tournament was Hulk, Strange, Iron Man, Star-Lord, Mantis, and Adam Warlock. Now, Adam Warlock barely has any healing at all. The reason we ended up running these two supports together is Adam's team up with Star-Lord and Mantis, which gives those two heroes Adam's self-revive. Tip number 9. Mantis's ultimate gives a speed boost to anyone within range, as well as a pretty chunky heal. I've personally found the best way to use this is to have your team push very aggressively and then use it to keep them in and going. So don't pop it at the start of your team's engagement, have them push as hard as they can, use their resources, and then use your ultimate to keep them up and honestly to keep the enemy team from being able to run away with the speed boost. Tip number 10, and our last and final tip for Mantis is to freaking survive.